I'm talking about my sister. Even though she's old, she acts younger. And she came up one day and asked me if I would mind if she'd come up to my house 2 days or 3 days a week and do a bit of hoovering and all the rest. I said, you can if you like, but say I hoover. And of course I let her have it and I got away from it. So she's doing everything for me now. And she even washes the clothes, wash everything. She doesn't let any dirt fall on the house. And I think she's an A1 sort of a person. And I'd love her to stay there for a long time.
The person I admire more is my grandmother. She's 93 years old and she lives with us. Now she's back in Greece, in my home. And the thing I like about her is that she has a really tough life, but she gets through it. And you can see that in her. You can talk to her and understand that it's a person that, okay, she did well. And I don't want to offend her or anything, but I don't want to be like her. I just want to learn from her because I think she is still learning from us, and my mother learned a lot of her, but we all have the same kind of, evolution in a way. I have an example for this. When she was young and she has her first children, my mother, she was used to beat her up many times and for not so important reasons, because she haven't learned how to love a person and how to love a child, because their parents do the same for her. But when my mother born us, she completely changed the direction and she loved us a lot. So when she was 70, my grandmother go to my mother who was 50 or 7, something like that, and she say, now I can see that it's better. And now I can see that if I have to do it all again, I will do it this way. But I can't. But my mother always told me this story because she told me she has to reach 50 years old to learn that her mother loved her. But at least she learned it in some point. So yeah, I can forgive her for what she did, and I can understand why or anything. So I just want to see her, take the inspiration, and do it better and better and better.
It's Jacqueline, my daughter's daughter, eldest daughter, and she was very, very young. She was only a pound born, but a lovely baby. And I used to be always with her and doing things for her. I love her, and I still do. So now she's a young woman, and she is good for me. She wants to come up and down to me, and I go down to her, and she's very good. And my daughter, her mammy, she's the best in the world to me. Honest to God, I can't do anything, but she's, Mammy, we're going here, Mammy, we're going there. Everywhere she brings me and does it. She even comes down to the club to me and that. She's very, very good, and my son is very good. He brings me shopping every Saturday, and I get things, and I buy little things for this grandson, and of course they love it. And that's lovely.
I am very connected with my grandma from my mother's side. She's called Maria Pia di Giorgio, and she's the coolest person ever. Like, she climbed one of the biggest mountains in Italy when she was like 50, 55. And when she was very young, around like 16, 20 years old, she was what we called in Italy a witch, because she was one of the young women who striked around the streets doing like protesters during the student rebellion. And she was like walking around, screaming, what in English you say, tremble, tremble, the witches are coming back. And I remember one time she showed me this incredibly long braid of hair, and she told me that she cut her hair when she was 17 because her mother didn't accept it, that she was a rebel. And so in front of her she braided the hair and she cut them out very short. They were like just around their ears. And what I admired the most about her, that this rebellion, this spirit that she had when she was very young is still here. Like the moment that she reached retirement, she founded a center to help women who have been abused by men. And this center now is like the biggest in a region. And every time I see her, like, she makes me feel so old, because she's so energetic. And I feel like she's the kind of person that I aspire to be when I will be old as well.
And I have a granddaughter, Sarah Ann is her name, and she can't speak and she can't hear, but she's a lovely child, and she's very special to me, you know.
Wow.
So I will look after her when it's necessary, because I'd have money to give to her, you know. So she'll be well looked after for the rest of her life, you know. And it's very sad that you can't speak to a person. And I don't understand sign language or anything like that, but that's how it is with me now. My niece was playing with her in the garden and hiding and everything like that. And you see how her face would light up when she'd find her. No. You know, it was very funny, you know. But she's the most important person that I know.
The person that I admire most is my aunt. Her name is Rosario. She's very special for me. She's 74 years old. She's still working. She got married with a man, and they had a daughter. When the daughter, my cousin Charo, was 2 years old, her father passed away, and my aunt is from a small town in the middle of the mountains in Valencia, in Spain. So she didn't have a lot of money. So she didn't have a lot of money to pay the rent, the house, everything. So it was very difficult for her. She was working in the fields. She was collecting fruits. After that, she decided to start selling fruits in different markets. So she made a big effort to raise her daughter. And after that, her daughter went to the university. She could buy a flat for her daughter in the capital in Valencia, and little by little she saved a lot of money, and she created like a kind of nurse center, and now she's the director. She didn't study when she was young, but after that she started to study to become the director of the nurse center. And for me, she's very special because she always organizes family celebration, family dinners. So sometimes when I have any problem, she always helps me. And I know that if I need anything, not just money, if I'm sad, if I have a problem, she will always help me. That's why she's very important for me.
My daughter, youngest daughter, Clodagh Cunningham, yeah. Why she's important? Well, she looks after me and looks after everything. My money and anything I want. Groceries or food, the lot, yeah. She's fantastic. She's there all the time. She brought me here. She collect me here. That's it. She put me to bed.
So the person I remember today after talking about a lot of stuff in generations is my grandma. She's an idol for me because her life was very tough. She lost her father when she was like 2 years old, and her mother was hopeless. She didn't really help her. So she was the mother for her mother. She was the mother for everyone. Not even a mother, like she was everything since she was a child. She didn't get a chance to be educated at all until the day she died. But you can't really know that if she didn't tell you, because she was very intelligent in her whole life. She raised 7 children who were mostly doctors and engineers. She was so creative. She was a fashion designer. No one taught her how to be a fashion designer. She was just... So every time I remember her, I remember that sometimes you don't need a school to teach you. Sometimes you don't need someone to teach you. Life is the biggest school. And she was in her area, she used to have this gathering for all the women in the area and in her house. And they will like do the circle and they will talk about politics. They will talk about everything, issues in society. And she was like helping everyone and raising 7 children and without any help, no one taught her that. And I will always admire that in her.